Well, good morning and welcome back. My name is Emery, and we got some rain finally. It wasn't a lot, but we got more rain where I have not strip tilled yet, about 4/10, 4500ths, and then stuff where I'd already been, not as much. Close to 2/10 is kind of what we got over there. So, I mean, it's better than nothing. The wheat's gonna like it, and it already is kind of showing some improvement. So, wet for a few days. Nice to get a break, go out of town, and come back. And yesterday afternoon, I came and I strip tilled, and I lack about 40 acres here around my parents' house. And so I'm gonna go to another. I'm just gonna try to have a great day today. I've told you that we're moving. It was supposed to happen yesterday. Stuff happens and gets delayed on closing, so we're gonna close this week. Hopefully, today's Wednesday, maybe Friday. So there's some blessing there. I got some time to continue to get some work done before I need to be in move mode. So I'm gonna grease everything, all the baskets, the hitch, the front end, and have a great day today. It is plowing really, really good with the moisture that we're getting, that we have. So it was plowing okay and decent, but with that moisture, it's just way more crumbly and not near as cloddy. This pivot point up here where the whole front end pivots, there's one on the front and one on the back. And you can't see it. You can see the front one. Front one's up here. No. Got lucky. Didn't get dirt on it. All right, now I just got to do the hitch. Let's go farming. All right, finding my rows. GPS likes it. I like it. So I got this far. I jumped over there and did maybe 3 or 4 rounds on the other side because I didn't figure that the rows would come out exactly right, and I'm gonna have some over plowing, some double plowing, at least on 2 rows. And so my thought process was because it's pretty wet. It's not soaking wet, but there's some good moisture in there, and when you double plow it with this, some dirt can build up on those front coulter wheels. So I thought, well, let's let it have a day of drying, so that way when I double plow those 2 rows, maybe it won't build up as much because it's had some time to dry. So I'm back in the right rows, kind of where I was working from west to east, and then I get down there, I'll be finished. I don't even know what track line it is, but anyways, about 2 hours is what I figure, and then I'm going to my field that's the farthest out of the way. This direction, Bob's, where I never had cotton on before, so we'll try to get that field knocked out and then move to the next one. So I'm hoping for a long day of sitting in the tractor, but that means I'm getting a lot knocked out, so I'll be close. Won't be close to done. I'll have 2 big fields left after today is the thought. The wind this week is supposed to be crazy. Like today's going to be, mild, 30 mile an hour winds. Thursday, tomorrow's going to be great. Friday, I've heard somewhere from 60 to 75 mile an hour winds. So hold on to your hats. So if you've been tracking, see the load. It's pulling a little bit harder because of the moisture, but it's plowing really good. It was never that cloudy where I didn't do much here, but it's not that cloudy anyways. But that moisture, that little bit of extra moisture helps, and it's doing a really nice job. I know there's some clods underneath there probably. Could plant into this eventually, that some of those clods will break down, but once we get this one, especially when we get over this and kind of run it again the second time after it gets some rain, hopefully it gets some rain, this will be an awesome seed bed for cotton. You see that yellow pole there? Go back and watch some videos from, this has been a while now, and see if you can figure out what was buried there, what that's marking. So that wasn't always there, and so if you didn't go look, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what happened. So after I finish all these rows, I'll do a cutoff row here. So 2 years ago, because I had cotton here 2 years ago, I was strip tilling right here, and I hit something, and it broke. You can't see them, the chisel points. Yeah, I got back there, and then it was shattered. One of them, 2 of them, I can't remember. At least one of them. And I thought, man, I hit something hard there, a rock or something. So I drive empty, I get it replaced. I finish plowing the field, and I come back here, and as I go here, I'm going really slow, because I know that there's something I hit right here. Well, even going real slow, I think this time I caught 2 row units. Lifted, and it was rough. I go back and look, and I broke 2 tips. Well, I'm just like racking my brain, like we've never hit anything. What's buried here? Like, we don't have big rocks like that, like some parts of the country. And so I'm talking to Dad, and we both kind of realized around the same time, like, oh, there's an old pipeline that runs through our property, and the marker, you can't even see it from here, but it's on the highway, and it doesn't run parallel to our rows. If you see that black thing sticking up, that's a old dairy thingamajig. It's kind of right that direction, so that's the angle we're kind of looking at. And so no issues going across it this way, but because all this water runs here, you can just see, like, it's low. And so I called the company and told them what happened. He said, hey, we'll send a guy out there and look at it. Well, then the next day I come out here, and they have a big excavator, and they have a huge hole opened up, because there was like probably 4 inches of soil above that pipe just from erosion. And so it didn't damage the pipe. Thankfully, it just kind of scratched it. But they had to take precautions. It's an old pipe. Like, what did we decide? Like early 1900s. And so they had to dig a huge pit around it, and then they welded these long sleeves all around it to protect it, and then coated it with this kind of plastic material. And so it is protected for sure. Then they mounted dirt back up here to make it where it wasn't so low, and it's gone. So my job when I come to plow here is to pick up the plow, just leave it, don't even mess with it, don't even make it close, and just go on our way. I just lack a round and the back row, so I'm gonna go down drive down there empty, come down here, cut it off, and then finish here. And I'll be done with this field, and then I'm moving to the next one. But Emily should be here. There, she's coming down the road bringing me a lunch, so it's a good time to stop here and check over the plow, but things are going well so far. Just like that, there she goes. She's good to me. Real good to me. I finished that. Now I'm driving empty here. Got my wings pulled up a little bit just because kind of the low spot here I didn't want to drag where I didn't need to. So this should be the right rows, best what I can tell. And I will just drive to the end, and then don't let me forget to pick up. This post is just a property marker. No issues here. Which I should be able to go right by that one, no problem. Yeah. This one here I should be able to drive by also, but I'm gonna pick it up. Not gonna hit that pipe again. I think I'm in right rows. Lines up with those rows back there. Drop in. I'm gonna go ahead and downshift through this because it's probably gonna pull pretty hard. So again, 32-foot toolbar, 8 rows, but I plant with a 40-foot toolbar, 10 rows, so the single over there and the single over there will be planted, but I don't strip till it. So get this cleaned up, plow down, on to the next field. Doesn't it look nice when you get it all buttoned up like this? So I decided not to bring the scrape over here and clean this up because it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible, and I didn't want to lose some of this stubble that I have. So that's why it's a little rough in some spots. So, all right. It comes at an angle, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up right now. We're just not going to mess with it. And that should clear it plenty. Leaving that alone. Think I'm gonna clear it. Oh yeah. The planter will probably not clear that. The row would fit, I think, but the toolbar has a section that sticks out further than the row unit, so probably have to either squiggle around that or just pick up and jump over and get around it. So here's that, where it just doesn't match up exactly right, but by doesn't match up means I can't get a full even pass through here, so I'll just double plow those 2 rows over there, and no issues. But yeah, remember, since it dried out, had a chance to dry out overnight, shouldn't ball up too much on all my stuff over there, because that shank's got no resistance now, so it can go deep. The coulter can push into that softer dirt, and it just leaves a little bit different, kind of a flatter bed, because it's already done it once. You get it. Made it. I'm trying to decide where to start these rows. So I would for sure have enough room for the last row of cotton right here. But would I get into the fence with the toolbar is the question. I don't have a measurement on that toolbar, how much it sticks out. I'd say at least that much off the side of the planter. Huh. I mean, probably also, I mean, this, you see that where they've been driving, I had some cows, well, out here, but also in the pasture over there. And so whatever I plant here is not going to come up anyways, probably. And probably maybe this whole section because of driving. And I'm not sure the shank's going to go on the ground anyways, but I don't know, let me think a little bit. Here's what I've decided. This is the simplest math with no shifts from what I've done for my sprayer tracks. If I use that, that'd be my blank. That'd be a row right here. And the distance to the fence is something like 20-something inches. Now, I don't know how far on the strip on the planter, how far this sticks out, but that's about 2 feet. So I don't know if that's longer or shorter than the planter, or similar. So the planter might get into this fence. I won't know that until I get here with the planter. But what I think I'm gonna leave it as, if I strip till this, skip, planter toolbar goes there. If it doesn't hit, that's awesome. That's the closest I'll ever be able to get without having to do some weird like 2 foot or 1 foot shifts in there. Leave it simple. Plant here. That'll be the closest I get. If I get out here and I get into the fence, then I'll have to shift over 8 feet, which means my planter will start planting right here. Now, that would leave all this as gap. And that's a turn row for someone to drive, me or anyone else. So last row of cotton, turn row. That's okay, because then the next year, here are the options again. If I can plant here, the next time I strip till out here, I'll shift 4 feet away, so because that's what I do, and I'll put my next row of cotton pairs in the middle here. And that for sure won't get into the cotton. So that for sure won't get into the fence. So the options are, this year, if it doesn't work, move over 8 feet. That's fine. If it works, in 2 years, I'll shift 4 feet, I'll be further away. If it doesn't work, I'll be 8 feet over there, I'll shift 4 feet back, and I'll be in the same set of rows, no matter what the scenario is. It just depends on what happens when I get here with the planter. So that's probably confusing. It's kind of, I gotta talk through it. I called Dad to make sure I was thinking right. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna roll on. So this probably won't go on the ground anyways. It may not come up anyways, so all this may not matter. I'm just trying to make it where it's simple to remember and reproduce every other year, because this whole field's going in cotton. I'll plant it all in wheat. It won't have cotton again for 2 years, so trying to make it simple for me to remember. Okay, we're doing it. Breaking ground. Not yet, I'm just backing up. With this being a fence, this is mostly all going to be turn row, or like what's what I'm looking for, just to turn in. All right, let's see what happens. See if it goes in the ground very good at all. Honestly, way better than I expected with as hard as this ground is right here. But that's why I wanted to get over here since it had rained. But you can see I'm pulling a full load. I'm just in 7th gear. I normally go in 9th. It's those 2 rows over there that are really giving me trouble. Pulling me off my GPS. And see how it's pulling me this way. I'm not surprised, but After this pass, it ought to be a lot more better. Well, that throw is a lot better. It's still hard. I don't think it rained as much here. I forgot to check the rain gauge when I pulled up. The rain gauge is busted. So maybe cracked down there too, so I don't know. It's been warmer maybe in the back and stuff, but I don't know. There's some moisture, not as good as where I've come from. This is for sure hard and packed from where everybody drives in, but it's real windy now. I told you it's gonna be windy today, and not tomorrow, but the next day. I'm afraid with all this dust blowing, it's gonna get into my air filter. I'm gonna have to clean that out, so stay tuned for that. All right, I'll see you later. So I've made it to this rocky hill in the field, and I really don't know how it was going to go on the ground. It's better than I maybe expected, but it's still rough. Landlord said he's growing really good cotton on this hill, which it's kind of hard to imagine. So I'll be interested to see what happens here. But it's going in the ground decent. So we'll find out. Maybe it'll make really good. Not just the hill, but the rest of the field. So I've gotten 45 of 120 acres done. I moved down to this other end so I could work my way to the entrance and the exit down there, just so I didn't have to drive empty at the end. But all's well. Super windy. I need to get out and stretch my legs. Just need to stretch my legs and go to the restroom. This place has got the cleanest bathrooms anywhere. Surprised so far that I haven't had to change out my air or clean out my air filter, because it has been dust has been following me this direction all day. But so far, so good. Everything seems to be working well still. I just wanted to get out here and check a few things. Still got good moisture everywhere. My perspective is that it must have rained. That dirt's a little better and blacker, but I think it rained a little bit more here and a little drier as I've gone south here. But just looking stuff over, making sure everything still looks as it should. These points, not so much right now, but when I was going through those rocky area, they were hot to the touch. Lots of friction generated by all those rocks and stuff. This are the points. Okay, so now that wear is getting almost to the end. This is my lowest one, so I don't have that much more to plow. And this field's probably taking the most life off of those points than anything else because of the rocky areas. But yeah, there's a spot there kind of close to the direction of that house and barn, and then there's another one right here I just finished going through, but it should be not very rocky the rest of the way. I mean, this field's got rocks everywhere, but that place is like growing rocks. Well, take a look. My last through. Can't really see much back behind me, but everything's been going really good. Made good time. Everything's gone good. Just want to show you that. You can even tell by the dust that I am finished with this field. Basically, when I get to the end, I'll fold up, shut the gate, and drive to the next field. Call Emily. Emily's going to come pick me up so I can leave the tractor out in the field. Because tomorrow I don't think I'll be able to finish that field. I'd like to. I don't know if I'll get there in time. I run out of time. I got a baseball practice tomorrow, and we're moving the next day. Just stuff. So I will do as much as I can for the next field, but that way I'll have my vehicle out there and I can leave if I need to. So check back in with you when I head to the next field. Ooh, it feels good to walk around. It feels good to get that done too. That's not going anywhere. All right, now to go to the next field without hitting any trees. I'm a little bit nervous about taking the planter bar down here because there's some narrow spots. With this toolbar, I didn't have any problems. I just had to kind of avoid a few trees sticking out on the road. But the extra 4 feet, I'm gonna have to go real slow. I may need a spotter as well, but there's a way I would normally go my truck to this next field, kind of the back roads, but I don't know if I ever paid attention to what the trees look like. With deciding to put cotton out here, that was a consideration I had to make. Can I get the stuff out here? And so the planter and then the cultivator, it's 40 foot also. Those are the two biggest things to get out here. Obviously the cotton stripper and the builders are narrow, which we have no problem getting those out here. But I've always driven with my truck thinking about the best path to get here with the planter, but never thought, okay, from here, where would I go to the other fields? I've always just thought from my parents' house to here, so I'll just better go the way I know that I can get down, and then I'll just need to pay attention for a future. Can I get a toolbar down this one way? What's that matter to you? It doesn't, but it's all just, you know, welcome to my brain. I'm driving down this turn row. It was so hard packed, nothing ever came up, and not a ton has come up in the field. The light's not helping you see it, but I'm hoping now that this has gotten 4,500s on this, that hopefully is popping up everywhere now. Should be. We've got the warm weather, so hopefully we'll start seeing a lot more green at this field. Well, in all of them. Alright, gotta find the right rows. I can't see very good. Looking for cotton stalks. There's some cotton. Okay, there's a stalk that's in the ground. Should be another one over here somewhere. Right here. There we go. So there's my 2 rows underneath the tractor. That looks like where I need to be. Should leave me a gap, and then that first row of cotton will go right there. So I'm in the right rows. I'm curious with this rain if I scratch some of that may be crusted over already. Well, I was hoping we'd see some wheat by scratch, but that seems pretty hard. I don't know if the wheat can get through that or not. Not looking good so far. That all is real hard. I'm kind of surprised how hard it is. Normally we get a rain. Well, I mean, what's today? Today is Wednesday. It rained Saturday. So if it hadn't germed, it may not be. Maybe it's still poking through. I'll hope we get it up. I hope it's not all crusted over like that. I'm kind of surprised. Well, I'm stopping here. Emily's almost here to pick me up. I made it through. Got the road set. Tomorrow, get after it again. Today was a good day. I got 40, probably close to 170 acres plowed today. About 20 miles an acre. That's 20 acres an hour. That's the unit I'm looking for. So what that means is I've sat down for a long time. So I'm excited to go home and sit down in a different chair and get some food. So I'll be plowing again tomorrow, and the wind's gonna be great tomorrow. Actually, I could spray, but I need to get this plowing done. It just takes longer. So once I get this done, I can probably get the spray and lilac knocked out in a day. But the wind's just gonna be crazy. Friday, we're gonna move and be doing a lot of that stuff during the weekend. I'll get it done. You just keep watching. Appreciate your support. Please like, subscribe. The subscription, that's a big one. Just press that thumbs up, that's good. But the subscribe button, that's what you gotta do. And keep watching. If you're gonna farm it.